Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Across the Pond. Welcome to a very interesting show. Lately, we've been doing these one on one sessions where the players get to kind of delve into their backstories a little bit, as well as moving their own personal stories forward. And today, we have the amazing Ruix, played by Sarah. Now, Ruix has had some very interesting things going on and probably the least interaction with her background as we've been playing. So I'm kind of eager for this. And I know a lot of people that have been watching and stuff like that, they've wanted to see more about Ruix's background as well. So this will be cool. But thank you for joining me, Sarah.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, if you're ready, we can just delve right into this after a really quick intro video. And we will have some fun, hopefully. And I hadn't really accounted for what happens if one of you dies during this. So I got about 30 seconds to think about it. We'll be right back. All right. I just realized I got to add Sarah's stuff to that now that you're an official streamer. We got to get your stuff on that
Oh,
intro page so that people know where to go to watch you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll get that up there. We'll get you some viewers. Think you're nervous now. um, all right. Well, if you're ready to delve into this, let's get this started. Now, it is a relatively normal day at the Grey Cup. Everybody's kind of been going off on these little tangents of finding out about themselves, which a couple of them you probably don't know about. They they had happened in secret, but you definitely knew that Nova had set off to check out her quest, let's call it. Um, and so it seems to reason that this would be a good time for you to kind of do a little exploration into your part of the quest because seems to be a little bit of downtime right now. Uh, for those that haven't kind of been paying too close of attention because there has been a lot of story going on. Ruix recently got into a fight with a whole mess of giants. And one of them had a locket that belonged to her mother. And so that was kind of your last clue. So we're going to start this off with you kind of sitting in the Grey Cup. You've got your oversized tankard of fuzzy nipple, as you do, with the locket just sitting on the table. What are you thinking? What's going through your mind right now?
Well, I think I'm kind of fidgeting with it, right? So Rix is there drinking her hairy nipple and fidgeting with it, opening and closing it, and kind of looking at a picture of her mom, but kind of still trying to come to grasp or grips with the fact that she is alive and out there. Because it's been probably like 20, 30 years since I had last seen her and we were split apart. So it's definitely a lot to take in and it's weighing pretty heavily on Ruix. And then my mind is definitely flicking back to what I'm completely brain fighting her name right now, but um yes, Harry Devils. But I'm with that piece of information that Rooks did get about where my mom is, and that she's in like the city of giants to the north, and she's kind of like leading. That's more or less where the direction that I want to go and where Ruix really wants to delve into to see her mom, hopefully.
Fair enough. Now, do you do you think Ruix would get there? Like, are you gonna try and walk? Are you gonna take one of the wagons that the people have brought in? Are you gonna take one of the bees? Like, how would you like to proceed north?
So I think in that sense, because if I'm not mistaken, I can become a winter wolf with my pelt. So that's what kind of where Rooks is gonna want to go. She's not a big flyer. She'd rather have her feet on the ground. So bees are kind of out of the question unless really really have to. But I think she's just kind of missing nature too. So she wants to you know be in nature, get where she's going. But my first question is Lefty in the bar?
Of course, Lefty's always in the bar.
Okay. Um, just because I know that my mom's to the north, but Rooks has an awful sense of direction. So I'm gonna go up to the bar and kind of speak to Lefty. Like, hey, I know this is super random, Lefty, but I was wondering if you could do me a favor. If you have any sort of grasp of direction, could you just point me to the north?
Oh yeah, totally. Um, the sun rises in the west, east. The moss grows on the north. Um, that way.
All right.
I think. I'm pretty sure. You know what? Yeah, it's that way. No.
You sound as confident as I am while I'm reading this map.
Oh, you have a map? Even better.
Yeah,
I
I
can just
place it
north is that way, and he points to the giant N on the map.
in relation to us, though.
Oh, I don't know. Where's the you are here? There's usually one of them on these maps. Gray cup, gray cup. Oh, okay. There's okay. So yeah, and then yeah. So it's that way. Yeah,
Okay, we're
definitely. That yeah.
okay. Okay, I'm trusting you, Lefty.
Terrible idea, but okay.
Well, I don't know exactly when I'll be back. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But I pull out kind of these like ah, I didn't take them out, but they're basically like little wooden cans um with like a lid and stuff. And there is four of them, and I slide it over to Lefty. I'm not really sure when I'll be back, but I took the time to make this snuff out of giant's blood, and I'd like it if the rest of the party had it. I meant to give it to them earlier, but a lot of stuff happened. Somebody kind of got murdered and then butchered and then I think cooked. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of that going on lately. A lot of random stuff, kind of all over the place. Speaking of which, I wonder if any of those ribs are still around. Hmm. Well, yeah, safe travels, and I am definitely not gonna not do what Aodin said, and I'm totally not gonna go find ribs. But I'll make sure they get this thing, snuff, whatever that is.
Yeah, just caution them if I don't come back not to take too many at once. They can get addicted, but it should help them in battle.
Oh, okay, okay. You know they're not gonna listen to that at all.
Ah, the the suggestion is there.
The warning is appreciated. All right. Good luck, Ruix. It's been a pleasure serving with you.
The feeling is mutual, Lefty. And then I'm gonna head out and then turn into a winter wolf and go in the direction that I believe Lefty was pointing me in, and start running from there in winter wolf form.
Awesome. So you are racing across the countryside, sticking out like a sore thumb. Just this pure white, gigantic wolf running through the fields and things like that. It's a very montage moment right now. You know, cut scenes to you running and uh, camping overnight, things like that, as you head north. Put on some tunes. Now, as you reach what is considered like the end of civilized civilized countryside, this is pretty much where your original tribe, where your father's tribe usually hung out, was right along this line. um, and this is where, beyond that line, they always warned that terrible things live to the north, and that's where the giants are, and nobody is ever to go up there. And as you approach this one particular section of the northern line, you notice not too far away there's a massive statue. This statue is carved out of a pure gemstone, like the whole thing, 30 feet tall, just solid gemstone. And it is shaped to look like a warrior wearing armor, like full plate, and it is facing towards the south. So its back is to the north. And it holds the sword tipped down, just barely away from its body. And as you are running and you get close, the statue, like the hands of the statue holding the hilt, just do like a quick flick like this. And the blade, the tip of the blade, hits the base of the statue and begins to ring. Like this high-pitched just tone of unbelievable frequency. And when it does this, you immediately come out of wolf form. Like it makes you transform back. And the sound and the vibrations make you feel like you're coming apart.
Oh man. I think at first I'm like covering my ears to try to make it stop, but I'm assuming that doesn't really help much.
No, this is like to your core.
I think in that sense, I'm gonna go up to the statue and then try to grab, like, because I can tell that the point is making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to grab it and stop it from
Okay.
continuing to make the vibration.
Roll a strength check.
All right. That is a natural one, but I did get a 7.
Cool.
Not a good
Natural
start.
one. So you grab hold of the sword, and unfortunately, even though you get the ringing part of it to stop, the vibration part is still like in your arms and in your soul. Oh, hold on. Adam D 1406 has claimed reroll. So go ahead and roll again.
Oh, Adam, you're amazing. All right, different dice this time. All right, that's what I'm talking about. 16.
There you go. You get the vibrations to even stop at this point. And when it does, you feel more composed. Like, oh, thank goodness that's over. But it's almost like a deafening silence. where now that that noise is not happening, it's so quiet it hurts.
Can can I sense like if anything, even like animals or anything like that, is around me at this point?
Yeah, there's nothing near you. Like everything that would have been alive is gone now. Like bugs, birds, everything. It all ran away from that sound.
Hmm. Trying to see if there's anything. Is there like any? Because how much space is between the statue and the sword?
Only about 3 or 4 inches of space.
Okay, so not very much at all. Um,
No, just enough for it to be able to tap the sword against the base.
I think because I have a bedroll on me, could I bundle it up and kind
Yep,
of like jam it back
you
there?
absolutely can. Yes, and
Okay,
it works. As soon as you let go of the sword, it begins to ring again, but you stuff the bedroll down in there and it stops everything.
gotcha. Can I tell what kind of gem it is?
Uh, you can roll a nature check.
13.
So this is a solid lapis lazuli.
Interesting. Do you, I guess this is more of a question. Like, was as far at least for my character, as at least for Ruix, I don't remember the statue being here. Like,
Well, you have never been to this particular part, but
okay,
searching your memories, you do remember that back when you were a child, there was a brief moment during one of the migrations of your tribe that you came across a very similar statue that was made of pure emerald. Looked exactly like this.
okay,
But the whole tribe kind of gave it a wide berth. So you don't remember it ringing like this.
gotcha. Is there anything else on the statue that's like noticeable or pops out to Ruix?
Nope.
Hmm.
Leave it to Eodin to always be thinking of how to make money. So go ahead while you're kind of investigating and all of that. Roll a perception check real quick.
Okay. Ooh, nice. It's gonna be a 21.
21. So not far away. You can see kind of attempting to hide, but not doing a super great job. You can see the form of a stone giant, much like the ones you fought before, but this one has like a bald head with like some very primal tattoos across the temple parts. Um, it's trying its best to hide, like it's all crouched down. You can just see like from here up, from like some bushes and a tree, but you can definitely see that they're there watching you.
But he's hiding.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Ruix being Ruix is gonna take her javelin and throw it at the tree, but not like at the giant, just to kind of hopefully spook him into coming out. And as soon as or Ruix does that, I'm going to announce that like stop hiding, come out.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
All right. Hopefully, it doesn't hit him.
Says you.
Yeah. Let me see. For javelins. Um, that's gonna be a 5. Oh no, nope. No. 14. A 14. Sorry about that.
I was like, 5 and 14 are two very different numbers.
Yeah.
So it hits the tree, and you call out to this creature, whatever, and it immediately takes off running further into the mountains to the north. When it comes out of hiding and takes off running, you can see that unlike the stone giants that you fought before, this one seems a little thinner, like slimmed down a bit. Like the armor doesn't quite fit it anymore as it takes off running.
Yeah, I also think for Ruix, they don't tend to hide. So I think that's also a really big red flag. But yeah, I'm gonna chase after it.
Okay. Grabbing your spear and chasing this thing. What is your movement speed?
It is 40.
Oh, wow. Okay, fast. Ruix is like an Olympic sprinter. Where's Sarah's body? I can't see it. Okay. So you are chasing and gaining on this creature, this gaunt stone giant, and as it rounds into this larger area of mountain where it opens up a bit. I can't think of what they call that, like a mesa or a plateau in a mountain. But anyway, as it comes around the corner, you come around following right after it, and you see that it has completely stopped in front of you. And you almost slam into it as you realize this. But at the other end of this opening, there is a massive creature. It appears to be a lion that has bat wings and a scorpion's tail. This is a manticore. And it is angry and it is ready for a fight.
Well, I'm gonna immediately rage.
Nice.
Ready for a fight. Kind of expecting one at this point. And since I already have spear in hand, or I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they were gonna go first, but I figure since I already have spear in hand, I'm just gonna immediately launch it at the manticore.
Perfect. Roll your attack roll. And at the same time you throw your spear, it kind of flicks its tail and spikes. 3 spikes, which are very similar to your javelin, kind of fire off of it, aiming for this lesser, skinnier stone giant. What did you roll for your attack?
15.
Nice. Nice. That is maybe a hit. The monster manual. It is a hit.
Okay, just make sure. Okay, yep. Javelin ain't super strong, but that's okay. A good old 3.
Yes. All right. So it took 3 points of damage. It is now just completely infuriated that you were able to hit it. It is very clear that this thing doesn't seem to have a lot of creatures up here that it is afraid of. Like, this is kind of the top of the food chain kind of situation here. It immediately flaps its wings and charges towards you. And as it gets close, you can see its mouth open wide, its claws are ready to just rend you apart. This stone giant ducks between you and the manticore and just kind of like grabs you in a front hug. and you both tumble to the ground as the manticore launches over where you were standing. As the two of you kind of tumble on the ground, you're suddenly filled with like this feeling of strength. Like this is part of you kind of feeling. Like you feel whole again almost. And as you take a moment to kind of gather your senses, you now realize that you are not alone in your mind, but you're still you. And taking a look at yourself, you see that your skin is gray like a stone giant's, but you have 4 arms. And you are now twice the size you were before.
As he's still hugging me?
Looking around, you no longer see the other giant, but you sense the other giant.
Holy shit. I'm sorry. uh, um, can I speak to it? Like, are you there? Like, what happened?
I am here.
Where?
Here with you. We are together. Our best chance of survival was to fuse. I apologize for not asking first.
What? What are you talking about?
I will answer your questions later. For now, we must kill this beast.
Oh, so the manticore is still kind of like in the area? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, and I have 4 arms now.
You do, yes.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so coming to grips that Ruix has become whatever this is.
You still feel that you are Ruix, but at the same time, you are something entirely new.
I'm gonna immediately then whip around, facing towards the manticore, and rip out Titanus.
Okay.
And I guess I have 4 arms now, so that's in 2 arms on this side, and then the other one can just have another javelin and hand axe pulled out. And I'm going to, in that sense, let's see, make an attack with, I don't know how that's going to work actually. Am I able to do multiple, or because I've just pulled out a few of them, I can only do 1 attack at the moment?
So you can do your 1 main attack and then your bonus attack.
Okay, perfect. So I had Titanus pulled up. My apologies. Let me pull it up really quick.
It's all right. No problem. The manticore is coming back towards you, getting within range.
All right, so I'm going to attack with that, and then with the Titanus. So I'm going to roll. And I am raging, so okay. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, not with that bonus though. All right. Does a 12 hit?
A 12 will hit.
Perfect. Okay. So and then I should get a +2. All right. It's gonna be 10 damage.
Nice.
And then also with my bonus action, I'm going to use one of my hand axes to kind of slash at it as well.
Okay.
So That's gonna be a 19.
All right, yeah, that's
And then a 7.
so you just light into this thing and quickly chop it down to size. It falls to the ground dead, and there's kind of like this bright flash of light for a moment, and you and this other stone giant are now separated. And a little winded, but not like, oh my gosh, I need to go take a nap, you know. Uh, but it's definitely like it's got its hands on its knees, hunched over, like breathing kind of heavily. And it turns and looks at you and, huh, sorry about that. I wasn't sure I would survive that fight. And you can now see that this is a female stone giant.
What? What? What even just happened? I mean, I'm glad we got out of that alive, but what was that?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
You said we fused. Since when does a half elf fuse with a stone giant? Or even fuse at all? Like, what?
Wait, half elf? You're not like any half elf I've ever seen.
I I don't even know how to respond to that. I've been a half elf all my life.
Perhaps we should speak to the queen about this. I mean, you're the first person to make it or want to come north in a very long time.
When you say queen, who are we talking about?
The queen of the giants. She's not far from here.
I think in that moment, Ruix is kind of weighing her options, but kind of sensing that that's where she needs to go. Um, so I'm just gonna follow the stone giant kind of reluctantly, but
All right. So the stone giant is also dragging this manticore's body. Uh, Definitely struggling with it a bit, but like needs to bring this for some reason. And you both are walking for quite a ways. And off in the distance, outside of the mountains, you can see a gigantic, no pun intended, city built for giants. And you can see there's many of them roaming around this city. But they all kind of look like this one particular giant where they seem kind of like their cheeks are sunken in. They seem like very malnourished. And as you two approach and come into the city, they all take note of this manticore and all seem to get very excited. Like some of the giant children come running over, 6-7 feet tall, and they're like looking at it like, oh, we're gonna eat tonight. We get to eat tonight.
I think like initially coming in here, just because of Ruix's background, right? She kind of came up in her father's clan hunting and like killing off these giants. Her hand is instinctively going to tighten around her axe. Um, her hand axe. It's kind of at her waist, right? But she's not gonna make any attack or anything like that. I will look over at the stone giant and kind of really look at her and go, well, first, since whatever happened, what's your name? And then secondly, what's going on here? Why do you guys look sickly?
Oh, yes, I suppose that it would only be polite to introduce myself. My name is Garn, and we look sickly because we are starving. The food up here has become extremely scarce, and every time we try to get into the south to try and find something to eat, those statues send us back.
The jewel the lapis lazuli statue.
Yes, those
Hmm.
statues, that noise, it drives us back. We can't cross that border.
Do you I don't remember that statue ever doing that. Why what's causing it?
The blood of giants.
On the statue?
No, not the flower. Your blood is what caused it. The blood that courses through your veins.
Can you take me to the queen?
Yes, we're going there now. And through a series of streets and things like that, you finally make it to a large. I mean, it's better than a hut, but not as good as a castle. Um, and she takes you inside, and you see at the far end, very throne room style, sitting in this massive throne is a 25-foot woman who you immediately recognize as your mother. She's wearing like a straight up Greek toga.
I think Ruix is gonna take a few steps forward, but just so confused, but kind of feeling like tears well up in her eyes. Like, and she's gonna look up at her mom and go, "Is that really you, Mom?"
She like slowly looks down, because giant and whatnot. And as she takes note of you, her eyes get very wide. She stands from her throne, and as she starts to take a step towards you, she shrinks down to a more manageable bite size. She's, the size of the mother you remember, and opens up her arms, gives you a big hug. She says, "Oh, my sweet Ruix, I'm so glad that you made it."
I'm gonna immediately hug her back, like as like the biggest bear hug ever, and kind of like almost like lifting her up off her feet, like it really is you. You still smell like sunflowers, Mom.
But of course, uh, where's your brother?
My brother.
Yes, I sent your brother to come find you.
Did he have this? Kind of hold up a.
Yes, I sent him with that so that he would be able to contact you, and you would know that what he spoke was the truth. I mean, he's not a very good speaker, so maybe sending him probably wasn't a great idea, but he was the only one we had that was, let's put it this way, the only one who could make it past those statues.
Ruix is gonna take a step back and kind of, look her mom straight in the eyes and say, "What? What happened?" I'll get to that in a second, but what happened? You
Sorry, chat's just like
Yeah, no, I could see it. what happened? It's I got split up from dad forever ago, and we've hunted giants all our life. Why are you even here? How are you 25 feet tall? Like,
There are a great many questions, but have a seat and I will tell you. I had to leave you with your father because this is my birthright. I am a Titan. I was born a Titan here in the north, but it was not my time to rule. And as such, I went south. I wanted to explore the world. I wanted to see what the world had to offer beyond our mountains. I didn't make it very far into my explorations when I found your father. He was so fun and wild, so different than anything I had seen before. I immediately fell in love with him. But then I got called back. Called back here to the north to rule over the giants as my sister became very ill. And as you can see, the giants here are not doing so well. They're starving, Ruix. The resources here in the north are all but used up. But we have nowhere else to go. We cannot get past those statues.
oh, I didn't know that you were a Titan, that you were amongst giants. It doesn't make sense. Like our tribe, dad's tribe, hunted giants.
They hunted giants after I had left. Your poor father was under the impression that I was taken against my will, something that I wish I could have rectified, but at the same time, his endeavors, as ruthless as this may seem, are the only thing that kept our people alive. Less mouths to feed meant the food went farther.
Have you have you all tried to destroy these statues?
We can't get near them. Those of us with the pure blood of the North cannot go near those statues. That ringing that I'm sure you heard, that destroys us.
I have to you have to know that I before I tell you this, if I had known it it would have been different, but when you asked about my brother, I I murdered him in cold blood.
Why? Why would you do such a thing? That's not the daughter that I knew.
You've been gone so long, even before our tribe was attacked, and I was raised to fight giants, no questions asked. It's innate. It's nature.
As I have learned long ago, there is very little we can do about the past, but only the future we can change. It is a terrible loss that your brother is gone. He was one of our strongest warriors and best hunters up here, but there's nothing that can be done for that now. And as I said before, as cold-hearted as it may sound, less mouths mean more food. I must look after the people that survive, not the ones that have fallen. Did you at least give him a proper burial?
I did, as are our ways of the drog.
That is good. At least that part warms my heart. Ruix, we are at a terrible impasse up here, and we have only just met again after so long. But I don't know how else to ask this, but we need your help. We are dying. Your people are dying. For you are just as much a part of them as they are of you. In time, you will learn that as a half Titan in our lineage, we are able to combine with the giants and become much more stronger, become something better and new that we could not hope to achieve by ourselves. The process is strenuous. It's hard to learn. It takes most giants years to master the ability to fuse, but one day I hope that you will be able to do it.
I fused maybe 10 minutes ago with a giant named Garn.
Do you. What? Garn has never fused before in her entire life.
This is all news to me. I didn't even know fusing was possible, and that that makes me a half Titan.
Yes, you are born of the elements.
What do I need to do to help?
First, those statues need to be removed. But it's not as easy as just tearing them down. We've tried that many times before. We've had as many as 6 giants fuse together in an attempt to take down the statues. But the minute they got too close, that ringing ripped them all asunder. There's something about that frequency and the magic that comes along with it that we cannot hold our forms. So the first step is to destroy those. I guess the step before that would be figuring out how.
You said a fusion would help?
No, fusion does not help. We cannot hold the fusion when the ringing starts.
Well, one of the statues is no longer ringing.
How? How is that possible?
I was able to get as close as possible to it as I could, kind of fighting through that.
Because you are a half Titan, it does not affect you the same way it does us. Not wholly, anyway. It is possible that with your help, we could get a fusion close enough to destroy it. Ruix, do you think you would be able to diffuse more of these statues?
The other ones I know of are the 2. The emerald one from my childhood and the one I just seen. The lapis lazuli one.
Yes, they span the entire border. They're all roughly 10 miles apart.
How many are there?
We haven't gotten a full count of them, but we do know there are 6 to be sure. If you were able to destroy those, we could move farther south. We would be able to gather more resources and save our people.
This is a lot, but At the same time, I'm just so happy to see you, Mom. And honestly, if that's what you want, it shall be done.
It is. But I would like for you to stay here for a little bit. Just a day or two. Rest and let us catch up. And let me show you the misunderstanding that the smaller people from the south have about us giants. And besides, it would be good for the people to see their future ruler, should you wish it.
Let's start with just catching up.
That sounds fantastic. Would you like some different clothes? Something a little more comfortable?
This is what I'm used to.
As you wish. And that is where we are going to wrap up this episode with Ruix. Getting to know her mom a little bit better, we can discuss any kind of questions or anything you might have, like off air. And when we pick back up, a few days will have passed and you will be back at the Grey Cup. And, when we play again, you'll have some interesting stories to tell the other players. So thank you very much, Sarah. This was amazing. Sorry for the emotional damage with your brother.
Yeah, it was. I'm not expecting that. I was like,
Emotional damage. Yes, Adam says, Queen Ruix, the Wolf Titan. I love it.
Has a
I
ring
love
to it.
It does. It does. It's amazing. Thank you to all the viewers who chimed in chat and granted re-rolls. I love it when people use channel points. It's so much fun. Thank you very much for joining us and keeping up with Ruix's crazy background and story. There's lots more to come on that. And we'll see you all hopefully the next time on Across the Pond. Ruix will be able to join us for that. Tune in tomorrow where you get to see the last player do their backgrounds, where we will see what Corsil has to deal with. So thank you all very much, and we will see you all next time. Later, taters. Bye.